I'm a little late tonight, but I had to reset my broadcaster, so that's why it took time. I noticed some problems in that WWE today. I do have the mic on over on the other side. I'll give this a minute to see how it's doing. Make sure it does go to all the feeds. Got to turn down the desktop audio. Okay, if everything is correctly, and I haven't checked them all, and it is in the red there. But if I haven't checked them, but I should be on Twitch, Trovo, DLive, YouTube, and Rumble. So everything's going correctly. I know I'm on Rumble because I'm seeing it. Now he's going to find out how bad that buzz is because I'm fixing to hit it. But remember, it'll only be temporarily till I get over on the other side of the room. One more test. See how this mic sounds, the external mic. I can't get it turned right. Let's see what I sound like. I'm gonna hit the button back off so you'll hear the buzz again. With some minor noise, I think it should be fine. You will hear the fan in the background. It's kind of warm tonight in this room. And I did cut back some of the noise reduction, because today when I was recording the WWE, my voice was fading out. And there's no way I can turn this mic up, so it's already 100%. Okay, let's get into this thing, and I'll have to make sure I'm in Christine, because I'm on the PlayStation tonight instead of the Xbox. If y'all don't like the bottom, let me know. And actually, I've been tinkering with this idea. I want to move APFNS Live over to Twitch, Twitter Spaces as well, and that way if people want to chime in. I've been thinking about that for a long time, even before Eline got it. Indeed, I did about 4 or 5 spaces last year with testing while I was doing gaming. They always didn't work with gaming because I was too far away from the phone and it was just muffled. And I did a test about 3 or 4 days ago where I was right in front of the phone like I am when I do the podcast, and it worked okay. So I'm thinking about adding that touch to the podcast, and then people can chime in like phone calls. Be like the old days when talk radio had phone calls, and I don't know if anybody talk or not. Because podcast-wise, I don't do too well, but I can still do it anyway because it's a fuck you to the system. They don't want us speaking. But I will be doing that pretty soon. I'm not sure what day I'll start it. I think I may go live on Rumble as well while I'm doing it. And then we'll also record it for the actual recorded podcast. And that way people can chime in if they want to. If not, well then, it'll be there. Like I said, I've been thinking about that for a long time. But this is the Spaces thing has really taken off. I've been listening. I listen to them like I used to do in the old days. I'll lay down. I'll put my phone on and lay down and listen to them while I'm going to sleep or when I'm resting. And a lot of times I just listen. I've never actually participated and actually spoke on nobody else's feed. It's not that I have a problem with it, and if they ever invited me to speak, I probably would. But indeed, they were inviting everybody the other night, but I was too tired. I was just laying back and listening. On one room I was in. But I am going to open that up very soon, APFNS Live to Spaces. And that way we can have some chime-ins from people, from listeners. I've always been wanting to do that. I always wanted to do a call-in show, but I don't have telephone lines and stuff, you know. I even opened up a Skype one night, but I only had about 2 listeners and nobody chimed in. But like I said, I will open the space up, and if somebody wants to chime in, you just let me know. Now, there's some things I'm not going to allow people to talk about. Anything that could get you in like major trouble, any crimes or anything, I'm not going to allow. Because you do open yourself up for that. I'll have to cut you off if you go to places that you can't. Because there are certain things you can't say. You're free to voice your opinion. You're just not free to call for violence or any of that stuff. You're not even really free to call for insurrection. Some people does that. The thing about it is, they're changing the words these days. They're changing the meanings of words. They're actually saying you're getting violent when you're not getting violent. It's a crazy world we're living in right now. But I will open it up soon. I'm not sure what date I'll do it. Like I said, I tinkered with it about 5 or 6 times with gaming streaming when I didn't have a mic. I thought, well, I'll talk on Spaces, but I'd be like I am now with this mic. And when you do that with that phone and that Spaces, I'm gonna go as far back as I can. You'd be like you was talking like this and it's fading out. So you couldn't do that. I found out I couldn't do that. But I can have it right in front of me like I do when I do the podcasts from the radio out. So that's what I'll do, and I'll have to have one to record with. So I'll have to get up one of my other devices, so I can have an archive for the podcast. Because there was some way you could download them spaces, but I never could figure out. I tried to download the ones that I had. I never could get them to download. Do 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 do. Happy 2023. Bum 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 bum. 2023. Bum 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 bum. Boy, that song's old now. Just think about that. It came out in 2003, wasn't it? 4. Think about that being 20 years old. Da 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 da. I remember it was the Big Buzz on that channel, whatever that was called. What was that called? It was like MTV, but it was videos. And then they started doing shows too. I can't think of what that channel was. I used to watch it. That video was big on that channel. Wasn't that 2003? And I believe it was 2003. Maybe it was 2005. Maybe I got my years wrong. Boy, it's all flew by. Down, 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 down. I know they was the first vinyl. It was probably about 2005. Because they was the first vinyl I actually bought again. I hadn't bought vinyl in a long time. And I found the White Stripes record. I mean, I'm talking about that was my first record. I bought an entry level record. It had a white one and a red one. But maybe I'm thinking of 2005. Boy, it's all flew by. What about the Marilyn Manson album? Going to be 20 years this year. The Grotesque. We are the Gluminati, and we aim to impress. Just think that's 20 years old now. Versus is 30. You know, I was talking about that on New Year's Eve. New Year's Day, the night stream. It's my blood. I always loved that. I always tried to do it. I always liked those long stuff, you know, like him and Axl Rose did them. He had them songs in Use Your Illusion and go, wow, wow, wow. He'd go for a long time. I'd always see how long I could go with him. It's my blood. People mistake me as some kind of conservative right-winger. I'm not. I've never been. Look at the music I listen. I can't go along with. I don't like bullies, and I don't like people to try to tell you how to live. So I can't vote with the Democrats because of that. But I'd be probably more left than I am right. I don't know. It's the Bible that kicks in with the right stuff. Because I happen to believe God is who He says He is. But I'm not a right winger. All my music was left wing. Speaking of which, I built two. One of them was a leftover. I built 2 punk bunch. I'm planning to do a punk mini EP. I'm thinking about doing 4 acoustic tracks and 4 punk tracks. Sort of like the GNR Lies, but it's going to be all punk. That's the first 4 tracks. I already had one leftover beat that I found tonight. I'd forgot I'd made from November. I forgot about it. And I am going to get a little political on the punk album, because, you know, punk was political anyway. I've been listening to UK Sub. Some of their songs would be borderline banter today. That'd be banned. I mean, they talked about sensitive boys and everything else. Girls. They'd be banned today. But the thing about this, the UK Subs is like 82 in the late 70s. And I was listening to their track when they brought in the new year in 82. But I was late because I went to sleep. I've always been a fan of UK Subs, the several other punk bands. There's one, ain't it fun when you know that you're gonna die young? It's such fun. I learned about them all through Guns N' Roses, of course. Now I like some stuff that Guns N' Roses didn't even mention. A whole bunch of punk stuff. I've been listening to punk lately. That's what I've spent the last December. I didn't listen to Christmas music. Well, every once in a while I would. I'm lying. I mostly listen to punk. Of course, I've been wanting to do a punk. I was wanting this thing to be a grunge thing. That's the one that's coming out. But it didn't turn out that way. It's got several songs that could be grungy. I'm thinking about putting that other version of the Nuclear song on there as well on the EP. So it won't be all acoustically. I may have an extra track. I may drop it. I may even drop those other versions of the those other versions I put out. You know, like the AI girl and the or whatever it was, not whatever that was called. The one about the Mars Part 2. I may go ahead and drop them on that as well because people like those. People listen to them. It had 500 plus listens. So I think I will drop them as well on the EP. That way people will be able to hear them on their Napsters and Amazons and all that when they're out riding around. I like how that sounds on Napster, by the way. That AI girl, it sounds neat. I listened to it in the car stereo yesterday when we was out. Oh, just a second. I got to get her into a mode where I'm not going to get killed 1,000 times. We find a new session and I'm going to invite only. That way I can invite people if I want to. Which gave me a sneak peek of how the album's going to sound. They sound different on the services. Indeed, my older stuff kind of sounds pixelated. It don't sound pixelated. It sounds good. It sounded good through my fucking car stereo. Indeed, it actually sounded better than the actual track. I don't know what they did to do that, but it sounds better than the actual file. So you listen to my older stuff and it sort of sounds like... Of course, I think it was the noise reduction that the people used on the tracks. The people that mastered them. It's got some sound to it. Like when I play it in the car stereo just to see what it sounds. Sometimes, every now and then, I'll get my stuff out and listen to it just to see what it sounds like. I don't really like listening to myself. I'm like everybody else. I don't like listening to myself. But you have to listen to yourself to learn. You have to listen to yourself so you can learn how to be better. That's my goal, to be as professional as I can be. I think I did it this time. I'll have to hear the rest of the album, though, when it comes out on 3/23. I wish I'd have scheduled it sooner. I was being ceremonial, because, you know, my other album came out 3/22 years ago. And I thought, well, I'm going to be releasing it around the first year. I'll go and be ceremonial. Release it around the same date. If I'd had my time and went back, I'd have dropped it in probably January or February. But I will be dropping a punk album probably sometime next year, later this year. And it'll be an EP, but it's going to be a punky thing. And I'll take some of them political songs that I had left over that I didn't take for this one. We're going to put it on the punky thing. You know, punk that's what it was about. It was about defying authority. I don't know how they wrapped themselves into it today. I don't even know how punk could even exist today. Because this whole thing, I mean, most of it was from England, and most of it was, hey Queen, fuck you.
That was fun. We're living in a police state. That's UK subs too. That's one of my favorite songs, Police State. We're living in a police state. But it all started with Guns N' Roses doing that down here on the farm. And I saw it when, I didn't just hear it when it came out on the spaghetti incident. I saw it the night he said, "Thank you, good fucking night." And they went, "Ah," and they cut him off because he was the farm aide. Like TNN cut him off. I waited all night for that freaking performance. I sat up there in front of the television, sometimes falling asleep. I woke up and asked my sister, "They come on yet?" "No, they ain't been on yet." Okay, I lay back down, went back to sleep, and just right as I was coming on, I was waking up again. And I woke up and I saw them walking out of the stage. I yelled out, "Finally, they're coming on!" I fell in love with Down Here on the Farm the first time I heard it. You can pretty much tell, you listen to all their music, you can tell that the UK subs was a big backbone. You can tell Duff McKagan, you can tell he loved them, because they're a backbone to Guns N' Roses. I'm telling you, you can hear a lot of the UK subs in Guns N' Roses. UK subs was a sloppy version of Guns N' Roses. Sloppy punkish version, where they were kind of like the polished radio version, or what you would call the studio or Hollywood version. UK subs was the raw Guns N' Roses. I've discovered that by listening to I've been listening to just their albums. If I was on Rumble alone, I'd pull out my karaoke version from '93. 30 years now since I started working on a karaoke recording. I finished it in '94. 30 years. 30 years since I started my first karaoke recording, '93, '94. That's what I titled it, '93, '94. I wrote it out and wrote the numbers for the end part. Like I wrote out 90, and then I put a 3, and then 90, and typed out 4. On my typing covers, I typed up all typed up covers for the tapes. Later on, I put those on CD in '99. I wish I just kept up with my freaking tapes. With all them CDs, I lost some of the karaoke recordings because the CDs I recorded on were cheap. I don't have the karaoke recordings in 2003 or 2004. I lost most of those. Because I had bought some cheap Big Lights CDs, Walmart CDs. They were the same, whoever the brand was, you could tell it was the same CD. Because it was just a different color, but it was printed, the paper on it was printed the same. The label. They were the exact same company that made the CDs. And I burned them off on them things. And they were cheaper versions. There's those you used to get for a few dollars. You get a whole tub of them. Boy, I made a mistake. I lost all them karaoke recordings. I got most of my 90s, thank God. Thank the Lord I've got the majority of my 90s. Now I don't have, this is what aches me. I got out my original 1992 recordings, the 91 recordings, when I was first starting. And I put them on the junk CDs. Of all things. The oldest recordings I had. When I first started sitting in front of the tape recorder and singing. Before I had the actual karaoke in '93. I was doing, that's what made Mama buy me one. It was because I was making tapes But I was just sitting in front of the boombox and singing along with them and dubbing my voice over them. Like if I wanted a double voice, I would play it back and record it again with the double voice, and add the double voice back. I'd sing over it again. Well, she thought, well, this karaoke thing's taking, and she was watching the, she actually bought me the cheap one first. And then she was watching the QVC or the, indeed it's about getting ready for the anniversary, I think. I think it's about January 11 when I first got it, the actual karaoke. 30 years ago. But I had some pre-recordings, like I was doing In a Darkened Room and stuff like that. And Alice in Chains. I live tomorrow. There's a certain song I was doing all the time. That's what it was. Sea of Sorrow was one of them, and another one. Oh, Bleed the Freak. Bleed the Freak. These are the first songs I was starting to record with. A lot of the Guns N' Roses stuff. Like Don't Cry. It's So Easy. It's So Easy was actually the first ones I did ever. April 91. Sitting on the porch. I found my karaoke videos from the porch I did in 2009. I need to put them back up. I'd had them up on YouTube. I took them down after a while. I need to put them back up. I found them the other day, or a month or two ago, a few months back. I think it was the end of the summer when I found them. I need to put them back up. I think I did put some of them back up on YouTube. I think I did. I need to put them all back up. From the porch to where I actually started. That porch is where I started. Now I don't have no video of that. All I have is a little. I put up a little clip of it. It goes. Because like I said, those are bad CDs. But they were the first recordings that I'd made. Ever singing. My first Nirvana was absolutely horrible. I even had it on one of them junky CDs and it wouldn't even play back at all. First time I sung was Smells Like Teen Spirit. Boy, it was terrible. I sound like one of them immature karaoke people. You know the ones that get up and they sound immature? That's how I sounded on that fucking thing. I wish I could find the tape. If I find the tape, it's going on the internet. Because I can actually sound like a fucking amateur. I sometimes look at those amateur sounding people and think, oh, I actually had a recording where I sounded like that. I don't sound like that anymore. Of course, I've had 30 years experience. And I've even gotten better as a recorder. I'm not the best, but I've gotten better. 30 plus, because my first year I started was 91, April 91. I was sick and out for school. I didn't feel good. I had diarrhea or something. And I was out all day. And I thought, well, I was bored. I was sitting there and it was a musty, half rainy, half sunny day. I can picture it in my head. And I just got up the tape recorder and started recording with Guns N' Roses playing. I was sitting on the porch just playing my music there in the beginning. Having to run back in the house every few minutes. I didn't feel good. And I got bored and I thought, I wonder what I'd sound like if I sung with it and recorded it. So that's what started the karaoke and the songwriting and all that stuff. But Ritz is what made me want to be the performer. Seeing that Guns N' Roses live at the Ritz. You wanted the best, they didn't make it. LA's hottest band, Guns N' Roses. I loved that the minute I seen it. I actually had an intent to try to get into this, start singing and forming bands and stuff. Then I started finding out about my health issues, really bad, like not being able to walk and stuff. Like I told that story of a couple of weeks ago. I think I was on one of these streams when I told it. Seen something. Let's see what that is. Just tore that car all to hell, baby. She's tore that car all to hell. I'll mute the mic over there and just be on my stream. I don't like aggravating the people on the games. Because, boy, I've had kids irritate me. People have their baby freaking kids. And you hear them in the background screaming, I hate that. I hate that. I don't like anybody's here. Let's leave. Oh, yeah, I was in, invite mode. I forgot about that. I'm gonna find her another car. That thing's tore all to pieces. There's some cars here. She's at the motel. Let's get the buggy. Let's get the Charles Manson buggy. You know, he used to like those dune buggies. He'd ride them out there in those, whatever, that desert. Let's get the Charles Manson boom buggy. Wonder where that R is at. Is it anywhere around? I see it. Oh, you turn towards it. I'm close to the R, y'all. I'm close to the fucking R. Maybe I'll get that fucking R tonight. Thank you. Good fucking night. Ah. That Axel was a bad influence on me.
Why are you not juicing? I thought you were a winner.
I turned away from the R. I turned away from the R. Let me go back. I had it in my sights. Sex Pistols, UK Subs, Dead Boys. There's a bunch of other punk bands too. Where's that R? Where's she at? I don't see her anymore. I'm having trouble seeing. Oh, I see her. I'm not sure which way I should turn to go to the R. I see the R. Fuck that R. Fuck that R. Fuck that R. It's disappeared again. Oh, I see it. A whistle for the blanket. A whistle for the eyes, so pretty. Blanket. Okay. I'm going towards it. I'm here, I think. Am I here? Is this it? We gonna find that? Oh, it's it. It's it. Yeah. We found it, baby. Did you do anything? Here we go. Oh, just a second. I didn't know if I know anybody, so. Guess I'm doing it alone. But I made it to the eye, baby. Is my mic still working? Can't hear the TV. Boy, he's got the degenerates. They're wrestling on mattresses.
Don't just stand there. Help me.
Whoa! Shut the fuck up! Who the fuck are you?
My friend. That's my friend. And she is extremely dangerous.
Extremely dangerous.
Yes. Extremely.
Yeah, I can tell you've seen some shit. Walked in here like it's a fucking tea party. Not a snitch, are ya? Know anything about eggs on Mount Chiliad? Right here, Jack! Stay! Hey! This is my personal physician. Lab rat wouldn't go anywhere without him. Lab rat, this is our new friend, Fresh Meat. Doesn't seem to know much about the eggs on Mount Chiliad. So what do you recommend we give him as a first dose into the fucking truth, man? Me first, of course.
Okay, well, as your physician, let's see, I recommend a baseline of cocaine. And then 5 big hits off of the pen.
Only guy who can get a breakthrough DMT dose in a vape.
And then some of the new phenethylamine. My sister's been working on to get your oxytocin levels right. And we'll finish with a little something I like to call snake sweat. Half mescaline, half scopolamine. Now that'll take you the rest of the way.
Yeah! Perfect. Dosage?
Well, as your physician under the circumstances, I recommend a lot.
Exactly my thoughts. Same for them.
Ah, shit, I gotta restock.
Alright, walk with me. There's a guy by the name of Wade. Yeah, he's in our troop. Really smart. He called me a few weeks back and told me the going was good here, and boy was he right. It's got everything a human being needs to survive, from convenience stores to unregulated pharmacies, and nothing that we don't need. We're doing something big here.
We gotta go. Shut this fucked up.
This isn't some clinical trial, amigo. Your bro was balls deep into lab rat special sauce before we can say the frickin' B word.
Okay, whatever. But we gotta go. These crazies, they started their own gang war with the Lost. They stole a bunch of their bikes, their meth. It's not safe here.
Kathy.
This luchadora, she runs our wrestling league.
BBKD, bro. Welcome to the troop.
Troop Wrestling League? You're not gonna join
Christine's a wrestler too.
Strange little wiry man. Anyone can join the troop, okay?
She's in the JCVW,
This is
bitch.
insane. I gotta wake Chef up.
I can see you're a bottom line kind of person, so here it is. We're new in town, but we've got a plan. I want every trust fund baby, pinstripe suit, middle manager, snapmatic influencer, and public servant, stripped to the waist in the LS River, huffing whippets, shit in their pants, screaming at the top of their lungs that nothing fucking matters.
Let us get out!
Uh-oh.
Those biker assholes, they're stealing the RV!
Fuckers, of course they are! Get other people out of here!
On it! Move! Fucking move!
Help us get out of this and we'll cut you into the deal. Fuck up these bikers and get my RV back, and it's Los Santos time, baby! Woo! Get over to the roof! Show me your butthole, fellas! I will throw a pillow at your
Where they at?
Got one. Got some of the assholes. Oh God, he got me. Now I gotta get back outside. Well, take them down. I don't know how to get her down. Ah! I failed. I didn't know how to. I didn't remember how to get her down. Try again. Probably gonna get off here in a few minutes. Thought I'd try it again. Where's the fucking place at? I'll try again tomorrow. I'll see y'all later. It's kind of late. Made my archive recording just in case. I'll see y'all later. I'll try again later. I know where it's at now. It's out in the country. Out in the dirty part of town. So I should be able to find it again. I'll see y'all tomorrow. AKA today. If I don't sleep all day. I've been sleeping all day for the past... I slept to 1 a.m. tonight. So I'll see y'all later. Okay. We'll hear the buzz for a few minutes. I'm sorry. I'll mute it as soon as I get over there.